Okay, we are live and it is early. I apologize for the time difference. I had planned on 5:30, but earlier is just going to work better. I know it's been a while, guys. It has been a good while since we've done this. After YouTube pulled down the last chat or the last live stream that we did with the Grit Grips frame, which I still actually have right here. Beautiful frame. Been meaning to do a video, tabletop video on it. I haven't done so. It has been since the end of November. Since the end of November, the Black Friday and all of that stuff, it has been very busy here. I just the amount of things going on and just life in general since that stream has just been crazy. You know, with holidays, the holiday time, when it comes to shipping things and getting things received, it gets kind of crazy. Um, for starters, Christina, hello, good to have you here. Um, it's been crazy. UPS lost a shipment of about 80 trigger shoes. That threw me for an insane loop because I had run out of trigger shoes for the whole Black Friday thing. So I got kind of a quick, I was supposed to get a quick shipment. I got a hold of Gunco. They shipped out what they had left over. They were in the middle of doing another run. So I had them ship me what they had that was the remainder of like black trigger shoes. Black is one of the biggest colors that I sell. And a week later, it hadn't showed up. So I hit them up, and UPS basically showed that they had it in the system, received at the store, but that was it. So it was gone. It was lost. They had no other tracking information on it. Gunco did what they could. They sent me what trigger shoes they had left over, but none of them were black. They were all uh, FD and gray, which I needed, but I also needed those black trigger shoes. But we were in the middle of production runs, so and of course here we were another week late for the fact that you know showed that they were being shipped. Here we are another week late. I've got no black trigger shoes. uh Fortunately, Clint over at Sapper Tactical, he stepped up. Mike, happy New Year, sir. Good to have you here. Uh, like I said, Mike, another Mike Birkland. Mike Birkland, happy New Year. Good to have you here, sir. Steven, what's up, man? It's been a while. I know I've been really slacking with the live streams. It's been a crazy month, as I was kind of explaining. So, anyways, I've been very, very, very behind. Daniel, happy New Year, sir. I've been very behind. Getting caught up. Finally got some new black trigger shoes in the shop. And then what shows up? What shows up? The from UPS, the missing shipment. A month later, literally a month later, it showed up. It just showed up. So I'm finally getting a chance to get caught back up, and I cannot tell you how insane it's been. Fortunately, during all of this time, Boogeyman Customs did another run of trigger shoes, which just happened to kind of supplant the needs. So some have been sent out with, and of course I contacted everybody to see if running a Boogeyman trigger shoe would be okay instead of the Gunco. So, oh my goodness, Ronald, good to have you here. Happy New Year. Now, anyways, before I continue with all of my excuses, I want to say, what do you guys think of the new Trigger Jedi shirt that I've got on here? Let's take a look at this bad boy. Isn't that neat? That is, of course, from our man, Nordic Nevadan. Stuart had these guys printed up. May have one or two extra. Maybe maybe before the end of the stream, I'll look at giving one or two away. We'll see. We'll see, because when I try to do that, I didn't even plan for it. So we'll figure something out. I'm gonna give two away before the end of the stream. We're gonna do that. I also want to show off, and I was gonna wear this one for the stream, but love this design. Check this guy out. That is Nordic Nevadan's new shirt. Love this thing. I was gonna wear it, but I'm also kind of vain, I guess, and full of myself. So Trigger Jedi shirt it is. But his Nordic Nevadan shirt, this thing I'm going to wear the crap out of. They're very comfortable. John Ross Horton, Happy New Year. Mike, I'm glad you love the OZ9 Trigger. Glad you love it. Perfect. Steven. These will be available. What I'm going to do, because I'm going to do when these become available, when I do an order for these, we'll do like a group buy, because they take a little bit of time to have printed up. It's not like the other ones that I have on the website that Stuart can get done relatively quickly. He actually, these take a little bit more time, but they're very comfortable. It's pretty cool. I'll give a couple of these guys away before the end of the stream. Sorry, knocked my light over my foot there. I'm very, very rusty when it comes to streaming. I got out of streaming after the whole Grit Grips frame. I've been lazy. I when it comes to getting back on in front of the camera, while it has been busy, I just after they killed that last stream, it just kind of frustrated me. So my plan, my goal for this coming year in 2024, when it comes to this channel, is I'm going to find a co-host, a second person to help keep me honest with running the channel, and someone where I know with myself being here in the shop, and it's 24/7 almost with the triggers. Sometimes I lose track of what's going on big picture. So bringing on somebody else who can, who has maybe their finger on the pulse when it comes to, interesting things that are coming out, or stupid laws maybe, or things like that. Somebody who, brings some of that to the table. So my goal for this channel is, on our Sunday Swimming with the Pontoon, have a second person keep me honest and keep me abreast of the situation. So that's the big news for the channel. Got a couple ideas. I haven't asked anybody yet. And it's not going to be another big YouTuber, because I'm not a big YouTuber in any way, shape, or form, and I don't think anybody's going to want to waste their time. But I got a couple people in the industry that I'm going to ask, and like I said, that's the goal. And maybe we'll have a couple rotating hosts or something like that. We'll see. And then, of course, tabletop videos. I am behind with making videos. Not even gonna lie. The Grit Grip frame, like I said, I wanted to do and still will do, and the lighting is just terrible for it right here, a dedicated video on this thing. It's a little bit behind coming out. I know that you will see these at SHOT Show. The goal for them was to get these on the market before 2024. A lot of things coming to when it comes to getting things into production, there's a lot of little things that slow these up, but it's worth it. I cannot wait to see these guys hit the market, and look for them at SHOT Show. they should have some tactical pontoon triggers in them. Just saying. So that's the grit grip frame. I've also noticed PSA. The micro daggers are hitting the market. It's been a while. I've had mine for a little bit. I managed to get another one heading my way so I can actually build one out. And that's exciting because the slim lines that market has really been taking off. To see now that we've got an actual frame option other than factory Glock. Yeah, P80 had one for a little while. Glock Store did one with their SS80. All of those were just P80, just kind of wasn't there. The Glock Store ones also, it was very short lived. Obviously, we've got the CR920. That's been a big one. A lot of people like those. I almost kept one for myself, but I just did I'm holding out, and obviously I'm gonna do another micro dagger. I like that frame. It is an upgrade from the regular dagger frame. That extra production time has translated to higher quality. It's a better overall design. So if you want to build a slim line and you don't want to use a Glock frame, the micro dagger, I'm giving that one a thumbs up. So I've done a lot of micro dagger kits here lately. Lots of micro dagger kits. And if you want to step up from the tune-up kit, my Peacemaker Extreme Carry, that system will work in the micro dagger. Even though they have a hybrid trigger system, when you can remove that and go with a Glock style setup, and you should be good to go. So I've been on the forefront of the micro dagger aftermarket triggers. Still going to be on the forefront. Yeah, somebody's throwing in some sort of Timney wannabe, whatever. Timney, very hit or miss. But hey, whatever works for somebody else. So micro dagger, definitely exciting to see those hit the streets. There was something else. Crap. See, very rusty. But micro daggers, they're out there. I am got something else in the works with something PSA is doing. Can't really talk about it, but it's interesting. It is interesting. Yeah. Now, if you guys have been around the channel for a while, you've seen my SCT frame builds. I've got two. A lot of comments have been asking, what magwell is that? And for the longest time, I avoided bringing it up because it doesn't fit that frame as good as it should. It has some gaps, and I think in one of the videos, I even talk about that. It's not the best option, and so I avoided talking about it. I've gotten crap in the comments. Why won't you tell us what magwell it is? Somebody said they were going to unsubscribe because and not buy triggers from me because I wouldn't tell what magwell. It was really, really odd. People love people. People are also very odd. So that was just a basic cheap eBay magwell that kind of fit. It wasn't great. But that being said, why do I bring it up? Because Marconi Armory, the guys that did the slide for the Gray Ghost SCT build, they have a magwell that fits really well on the SCT. Now, I know SCT themselves have a magwell, but it is polymer. Some people aren't big on the polymer. Like I said, Marconi Armory has an aluminum magwell that fits. It's more of a competition style, and I have one. And if you're on my Instagram, you'll see pictures of it. I have it in the other shop. I didn't bring it in, but it is more of a competition style. It's a little bit larger flare. than, say, for example, the fast magwells from like Gunco. So it's not so much of an EDC magwell. It is more of a competition style, but it fits really nicely. I may actually add those to the website. That may be a thing. So that being said, it is another option for an SCT frame. I will be taking pictures of one on an SCT frame relatively shortly. It also fits a factory Glock. I put it on a factory Glock 19, fits really well, but it also fits an SCT frame. But anyways, here we are at the end of 2023. It's been a year. It's been an excellent year. Overall, for all the ups and downs and craziness and this and that, I have to say, this has been the best year for Tactical Pontoon. I have done a lot of work. What we got here? John Ross. Hey, not sure if this has been mentioned before, but has there been thoughts about running a Star Wars themed line? Maybe. Like I could do like maybe on a trigger like the Rebel I could probably put laser etch something on a trigger, or maybe on a mag extension or something like that. I could probably do something like that. It would probably be more on like a small basis. You hit me up on an email or something like that. If I go throwing something like that on the website, could get hit with some copyright stuff, and Disney is not one to be nice about that sort of thing. So probably be something you can hit me up directly. I could probably laser etch something for you. It's a thought. So this is the way. And I know there for a while, Mandalorian builds were pretty big. Those hit pretty big, especially the first season of Mandalorian when it was at its peak. Season 3, they kind of lost some of their fervor when it comes to Star Wars, and this is just me talking. Got the original trilogy. Prequels were okay. Original trilogy, that's where it's at. Disney, there's some good parts. There's some really bad parts. So anyways, that's getting off topic. Where was I going? Let me think here. In 2024, the other thing that I have probably end of second quarter, maybe beginning of second quarter 2024, a Tactical Pontoon trigger shoe. Okay. Timing is going to be, got the design, takes a little bit to get manufactured. There's also a pretty big investment of funds to get enough of them to do a run. So probably look at something like that possibly coming out second quarter. Let's call it second quarter of 2024. So that's something that is big news. It is it's going to be a variant of the Gunco design, because I have had really good luck with that design. It is an excellent, high quality design. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change a couple things to make it my own, and give it a give it the Tactical Pontoon treatment. My biggest improvements are not the trigger shoe itself. That is one of the reasons why I've never gone full into a Tactical Pontoon trigger shoe, is because the real benefits are behind the trigger shoe. Yes, a good trigger shoe, a good flat trigger shoe with good ergonomics makes a difference. And especially quality wise, you don't want pins walking, you don't want it breaking, you don't want safeties catching, you don't want an overly powerful spring, you don't want a too weak of a spring in the safety tab. You want a safety tab that actually grabs the frame. You want a safety tab that fits close to the frame, or you want one that um, doesn't sit too close to the frame. There are a lot of different things. And one of the biggest parts about the Gunco trigger shoe is it meets all of these demands that I have for a quality trigger shoe. So I want to do a variant of it. Gonna change a couple things. It won't feel the same. It's gonna be a bit different. It will be its own thing. It will be a tactical pontoon trigger. So that's going to be fun. So look forward to that being in the second quarter. Maybe earlier, maybe a little bit later. It will depend on a couple different things. We will see. Haha, MR2 scroll. Yes, sir. It is party time. Party time. We are back. We are back. So we've got that. And did you guys catch the Christmas sticker from Tactical Pontoon? The Die Hard Christmas sticker? That one was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I also did magnets. I do have a couple magnets left over. Got a couple Peacemaker magnets still left over. I may do another run of those. I'm probably going to do a run of Trigger Jedi magnets. Patches. A lot of people ask me about patches, the PVC patches. It's coming. I actually have some that are printed up. I'm waiting on the final shipment of those. I think there's like 25 or 50 of those. So that'll be a limited thing. Patches are neat. But I know for myself, aside from having like a dedicated patch wall, never really found a place for them. So always like stickers. Stickers seem to work better. And so yeah. What's my favorite build to date? Oh man. Oh man. Probably my Iron Man 19 build. Probably the Iron Man, which is the reason why it probably that's such a hard question, but I'm going to say and man, the reason why the Iron Man 19 is when that build was coming together, there were so many people involved that was a very a very tight group of people that we saw through an extremely hard time together. There were a lot of attacks at that time from another group of people, and when all of us came together and built that gun, it just was it all came together. It's a really neat time. It was back when Marvel was relevant. Right around the Infinity War time, just really a relevant period of time for an Iron Man build, and it just came out great. And and there were so many people that we came together for the scheme, the Cerakote scheme, which parts we were going to use on it, and love that one. That is probably my favorite. However, it's such a hard thing to pick because I've been fortunate enough to work with so many great artists and so many different great parts that it's hard to pick just one. However, the Glock 19, Sarah's coat, lawyer skin. That took me. I'm like, what in the world? So yeah, the Iron Man 19 is probably my favorite, but that's a tough one. Oh man, the other see so many. Like I said, I've been very fortunate to work with so many great people that, as I mentioned, the Iron Man 19, I think about the Dirty Girl 34, which was also built. We've got the Dirty Girl 34, the Zev that we did with Sapper Tactical, the Gray Ghost. I was actually just looking at the Sky Raider today. That Glock 17 build, it was the first ported build that I did with a Safari ported setup. So many great ones. My original Nomad build, my original Nomad 19 build that uh, 3 Golf Tactical did. He's no longer doing stippling, but that guy was really meticulous. I hope it would be great to see him come back. But from what I've heard, he's doing really well outside of the firearm industry. So hey, can't blame him for that. So 2024, it's coming. It's an election year, so it's going to be pretty crazy. But outside of the craziness, I am excited for what Tactical Pontoon is going to be doing. Hey, Stuart, I went live early. I went live early on you. I showed off your shirt, and yes, oh, love this shirt. Love that design. That's freaking awesome. And also, I am going to, on the stream, give away 2 shirts before the stream is over. So we'll do that. I'll come up with probably something stupid off the top of my head because I didn't plan on it. I am not good about planning these streams. Completely honest. Ooh, night vision in the desert. I gotta say, I saw something here recently. One of the Zev chassis, and anything can happen, but there was a Zev chassis, the Zev OZ9 chassis, that had a crack down the center of it. Somebody had a failure. I think he said he had about 6,000 rounds through it, and there was a crack in that stainless steel chassis. Now, I don't know. Anything can break. There's a variety of different things that could happen. Would I still trust the OZ9? I really would. I like that stainless steel chassis, but it definitely makes you think. Anything can break. And that is one of the really cool things to me about a Glock being polymer is the it could have been a little bit of anything that can, whether he dropped it, whether, there are a lot of different things that can happen. So would I say that the Zev OZ9 is a flawed design? I don't think so. And that's one of the reasons why I like, as I was saying, the polymer frames is when it's a good quality polymer, they flex. And they don't normally tend to crack. It's more of a flexing. It has more give. Granted, to somewhat of an extent, you could say, well, that flex is going to mess with accuracy. Excuse me, pardon me. It's going to mess with accuracy and that sort of thing. And yeah, but it's still going to shoot straighter than most people. Hopefully this live stream. Yeah, I know that last live stream with this bad boy that got me kicked off for a little bit. That was no fun. That really just threw a wrench in my plans. It kind of got me out of the whole wanting to do streaming. Glock OEM. I switch out most small parts for Glock OEM, extractor assembly, firing pin assembly, and connector. Yeah, the Do you have the? I would definitely switch out the trigger bar. Those Glock or those Zev trigger bars, they seem like they're better quality than they used to be. But yeah, it's I would probably the whole trigger assembly on that thing. While it's a decent trigger assembly compared to some, I pretty much that whole thing had to go for me. But of course, that's just me being me. It's a I like the Zev OZ9. The the grip is a little bit odd. I always wondered who in the world they thought or who they modeled the hand around. Like, did they go to Area 51? Like, who did they actually design that around? 365 build? No, probably not. I'm not a huge fan of the American SIGs. Uh, I had a 365 for a short period of time when they first came out, back during the striker, when they had all the striker issues, and it just and I did a spring kit for them, which I still sell, but I got rid of the 365. It just didn't do anything for me. It felt extremely cheap. The trigger, while better than some striker fired, was still just nah. Uh, so I just when it comes to newer SIGs, any of the American SIGs, it's not my thing. I I was going to do the 320s, and there's a big market for the 320 as well as the 365, but there is just it's it doesn't do anything for me. And right now, with as busy as I stay with Glocks, pretty much going to stay with what I got going on with the different variations on Glock. So yeah, the American SIGs, and the thing about the SIG is they have so many different variations at this point. They've put out, it seems like once a month there's a new 365 variant. Originally the 320, they did a million different variants. Just I'm probably not going to go that way. I was excited when the P10C came out. I thought maybe we had a kind of a contender there, but that kind of fizzled out. VP9, really, I do a trigger for those. There's not a huge market for the VP9. The Walther's got a good trigger right out of the box, but not a huge market. 10 millimeter Leonidas. The Generation 5, I really believe with the Generation 5 triggers and the Generation 5 setup, Leonidas is possible. More of them have to come out parts wise for me to because once the trigger components are not readily available. So if I screw one up, which I'm going to, I'm done. So I got to wait till those trigger components are more available. So yeah, Ruger. Ruger was funny. I don't know if you guys saw this recently. They brought back an old advertisement from an old Ruger advertisement from like 2011, 2012. Somebody found it, and it was the hard R line from Ruger. And I know at first it traveled all over the place. I'm like, what in the world? So I looked it up, and it was an advertisement from like 2012 or 2011. But I thought it was relatively funny. At first I was like, man, this can't be new. How out of touch is Ruger? And they're, it's Ruger. So it didn't completely surprise me. But it was from 2011, 2012, which still kind of crazy. Yes, Generation 5. Those are a better trigger system. The Generation 5 G20, the 10 millimeter and 45s, those it's a better system. They got rid of the little bump on the vertical extension, which was an issue with removing pre-travel and aftermarket triggers with those 10 millimeters. I learned the hard way early on building triggers for those that you have to leave that thing alone. If you go messing with it, that bump on the vertical extension, some frames just will not work without it. It just became quite a nightmare. Yes. Get a Generation 5 G20 if you're gonna do it. 40 other guns. Yeah, that's one of those things. There's so many different list of things, list of wants. There's so many lists of wants. It's not even funny. I know lately when I'm not here in this shop, I'm out in the car shop working on projects. I pretty much we'll go off on a tangent. Blew a turbo, brand new turbo, has less than 10 miles on it. I went a little bit cheaper than I should have, and I went with a modified dual ball bearing turbo instead of just a hydrodynamic bearing turbo, which is what the factory is. And I thought the dual ball bearing, I wanted to upgrade, put everything back together, and within 10 miles, the turbo has blown. So I have to replace that. That's not going to be fun. I'm hoping the company, I sent them a video of the shaft play. We'll see. Hopefully they'll give me some sort of warranty on it, but if they don't, I have another turbo sitting in the shop ready to go on it. I wasn't planning on running something that big right off the bat. And then, of course, today I went to go drive that car to verify that the turbo was blown after messing with boost leak checks. And somehow I have induced some sort of short in the system, so I couldn't even get out of my own driveway. It has been, if I had hair, I wouldn't have hair because I would have pulled it out with this car at this point. It's been crazy. So, yeah, it happens. 30 PSI. With that turbo was sweet. It was beautiful. It pulled like crazy in the 10 miles that I drove it. And I was extremely excited. And now it's blown up. Rest in peace, turbo. Rest in peace. So I have to replace that and figure out my wire short. And I just added another project to the shop, and I was tearing it down to kind of rebuild it. And then the turbo blows that I just put on. So now the shop's full up with crap. At 20 years, actually, if it was 20 years, you would be right on the market. It's a 2004 Dodge Neon with an SRT4 swap. So it's not a popular model per se, just a rice burner, if you will. But I've been around those cars for a very long time, and I actually used to do modifications for them. I did some tuning on them. That's kind of one of my backgrounds are those cars, and I dug one that I've had out of one of my. I've had it for a while. I finally decided to work on it again. It's been a 3-year project, and it's still a project. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You own 4 of them. I only own 2. I've owned 14 or so over the years. The turbo is actually a dual ball bearing. I have a stage 3 manifold on the car, and the turbo that came with it was blown. You can put an Evo 9 turbo into that stage 3 manifold and it will run. I picked up from a company called Arashi, a dual ball bearing 16G turbo with billet wheels on both sides. Put it in the manifold. There was a little bit of modification for the wastegate, control and that sort of thing. And it did. It worked. I was extremely excited about that turbo, but it's blown up. Now I have my crazy invention turbo sitting on the shelf that I was planning for later on in the year, which is a 25G turbo with a TD05 wheel. So it would basically be a big wheel. It's kind of it's a big wheel turbo with a very small exhaust wheel. It's either going to be extremely laggy or it's going to be very, very fast spooling and then die off at the top end. No, I don't. I have on the shelf a Borg Warner that I'm going to rebuild, and I've got a tubular manifold and that sort of thing. I didn't want to do a full big turbo. I've been down that route in the past with a 6062 from Comp on a single cam neon, but I really wanted something more streetable that would spool up quicker. So I've stayed with the Mitsubishi style small turbos. So yeah. And then of course, like Christian here, MR2 Scroll says, I've got the Challenger. That one is not giving me any real issues. It's together. It works. I need to drive it more. I was going to do a Hellcat, but I didn't want the payment, so I supercharged the Challenger about 3 years ago now. I think about 3 years ago. Used to be my daily driver and until about a year ago. So that's a fun car. That is a fun car, but my background is the small turbo 4 cylinders, and I miss driving those. And they're probably a little bit less likely to get stolen than the Challenger. You see all over the place Challengers and Chargers getting stolen like nobody's business. So I don't drive it as much. I don't leave it out in the open as much. So yeah. Okay, guys, let's give away a t-shirt. I have large and extra large, and this is a large, and I'm fat. Definitely fat this year. And it fits really well. Yeah, a little tight in the stomach if I don't have good posture. And so as I said, large is a little bit on the large side. So we're going to give away a large. And if you don't fit a large, then we'll do an extra large. And if that is too big, well, that's kind of what I got. Large and extra large because we're Americans. Kind of on the chunky side. The black t-shirt is, so what I'm going to do is a green extra large because I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing the large, and a either a large or we'll do one of the black ones. So, okay. How are we going to do this? I'm going to ask a question, and the first person that shows up on my computer, sometimes there's a little bit of a lag, that gets the answer right will win this one. So this one is for the green Trigger Jedi t-shirt, not the one I'm wearing. It's an extra large. So, okay, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for this? Let me know. Let me know. Somebody shoot a message over in chat. Are we ready? Are you guys paying attention? Steven's ready. Okay, I'm gonna go out with. I'm gonna start this thing. I think I'm ready. On the Glock generation. No. Here's one for you. Here we go. What holds the trigger pin through the frame on a Glock pistol? What holds it? What keeps it from flying outside of the frame when you're shooting? I didn't come up with questions earlier. I just What holds the trigger pin? Red Loctite. Not quite. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, guys. Killing me here. Killing me here. What holds the trigger pin in the frame? Paperclip. Paperclip's close. Paperclip's the closest one. It's kind of like a paperclip. The trigger pin has grooves in it. Slide lock. Steven wins. Steven wins. Steven, shoot me an email later. The slide lock lever. The slide lock lever fits down in the groove on the trigger pin, and spring tension keeps that pin or that lever in that slide, or in that groove in the trigger pin that holds the trigger pin in place. So the slide lock lever is the correct answer. Steven, you win. This one's for you. You're the first one to get this. Why is that on my mind? Because I see people that replace their triggers in a lot of different places, and when they go and reinstall everything, they forget to make sure that slide lock lever is in place in the groove in their trigger pin. And then, of course, some of your frames generate, when you look at, I'm going to point out the dagger. When you have a frame like the dagger that doesn't have a third trigger pin to add extra tension on that spring, you actually can get, there's less tension on the spring. That spring can actually move. The end of the tail end of that spring can actually move on the trigger block, and you lose tension. You actually have more of a chance of the trigger pin walking. Oh, sorry. Yeah, like I said, I should have come up with questions earlier. I'm kind of bad at this. This is why I need a co-host. This is why I need a co-host, because I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to this sort of thing. So Steven, shoot me your address in an email. I'll get this guy out to you on Tuesday when the mail opens back up. And we'll do one more. This will be for a black one. Is XL good for you, Steven? Let me know in the email. If not, I will wash this large. And maybe, I don't know, we'll do the extra large. And the anti-walk pins from SI are good. The reason I like those is they have a deeper groove, and they're a little bit tighter tolerance. They work really well. XL is perfect. Cool. Let's do one more. Let me think of a question before I just jump in there and say something stupid, which is okay. All right. This is gonna be kind of a reach. This is for a black. And Steven, you're the man, but you can't win too. Sorry. So you're gonna have to stick this one. You're gonna have to hold off on this one. This is an easy one, guys. Okay, are you ready? This is for a black Trigger Jedi t-shirt. Yeah, don't answer if you know. Don't answer if you know. This one's really simple. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you ready? Wait till I see some yeses. I need to see some yeses. Are you ready? Nobody's paying attention. Or we've got what's the current lead time? Okay, it's just a crowd. What is the current lead time on a trigger kit? Until recently, I had about a week delay, but I'm doing it. Just a second. Let me answer. It's just a crowd. About 3 days. That's the answer for that. Usually about 3 days. Right now, I had a little bit of a delay earlier, but anyways. Okay, here we go. This is the question. What tool do you need to take down a Glock all the way? Not take the slide off, but take it apart. What tool do you need? Simple. Don't overthink it. Nope. Punch. Mike Berkland. A punch. Pretty simple. I made it easy. I made it probably too simple, but after the last one, had to do something simple. So Mike, I should have your address, but shoot me an email, tacticalpontoon@gmail.com with your address, just to make sure I send it to the right place. Okay? That's what I got for today. We'll do some more giveaways. I'll get some more t-shirts in the house so that I can do this again. And I will come up with better questions and actually plan this. I didn't plan this. I'm going to be completely honest. I kind of suck. My triggers are great. My stickers are great. My giveaways are not so great. The stuff you get is great. My ability to do these giveaways is not the greatest in the world. So I apologize. Yeah, probably. If I planned ahead, I would do better questions. So, but I didn't plan ahead. Yeah, the Tactical Pontoon troll, we are definitely going to do that on a t-shirt. We are definitely going to do that on a t-shirt. That's got to happen. I would wear the crap out of that one. Tell you what, I want to do one more. It's not a t-shirt. It is for a Tactical Pontoon little keychain, and it'll come with stickers and that sort of thing. Let's do one more because I feel really bad for screwing things up. Okay, so for a Tactical Pontoon keychain, one of these little guys right here, I'm gonna do one more question. How many rounds does a Glock 19 hold? Very simple. First one to come up with it. Tactical Pontoon keychain. How many rounds? 15. It's just a crowd. Awesome. You win. You win. Shoot me an email, tacticalpontoon@gmail.com. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my email address in chat to make it easy. Pontoon, not Ponyoon. I can't type. At Gmail. I can't type. Gmail.com. There it is. TacticalPontoon@gmail.com. +1. I said the magazine. Or did I say Glock? Well. See, this is why I can't do this. What is the Glock 7 made of? Yes. I got a chance to see Die Hard in theaters. They had a rerun. I know Die Hard 2 is when that one showed up, but I saw that in theaters this right before Christmas, and man, beautiful in theaters. If you get a chance, watch Fathom events. That a lot of times during Christmas, Fathom events will put Die Hard in theaters. It is worth seeing in theaters. See that in theaters if you get a chance. And I watched Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance the other night, and man, they do some things on that movie that you would definitely not see nowadays. But I still need to watch Die Hard 2. But the Glock 7 is beautiful. -1. Godzilla -1 is probably my favorite movie of the year. They managed to make a monster movie, a Godzilla movie, with people that were not annoying. It was actually a focal, like it made the entire movie. The story with the people helped make that movie. It was just a beautiful movie. It was beautifully done. A couple little funky parts, like when they get all the ships together almost immediately. Whatever. But loved it. That movie was amazing. Because of that, I ended up buying the original King Kong versus Godzilla from 1962, which I watched a million times as a kid. I found it and ordered the DVD and watched that. It was fun. It was fun to see just how terrible that movie was, but how entertaining it is at the same time. But Godzilla Minus One, best monster movie. I think it's still in theaters. I think. And if you're looking for something to watch and they happen to have it in the theater, go check that out. Awesome movie. Best movie of the year for me. And I really liked Mission Impossible. Loved Mission Impossible, the last one. But oh yeah, it's way better than the new one, the new Godzilla versus King Kong. That was okay. Not too bad, but the people just they're like they're not, they don't add to the story. Whereas with Godzilla Minus One, they're the focal point of the story. You feel those characters. And I'm usually not one to watch something with subtitles, but it worked. Amazing movie. Amazing movie. If you get a chance to see it, go see it. It's still in theaters right now. When it comes out, I'm going to get it on Blu-ray. It's that good. Loved Godzilla Minus One. Loved it. So yeah. Godzilla trigger, maybe do a green, do a black one with some, I don't know. We'll have to maybe black with like a green safety, blue safety. I don't know, blue safety for his breath. I'll have to play with that. Do some laser etching on detail for like the skin. That would really be cool. That could be really cool. Wait until I have a Nomad build going on with a Gunco slide, one of the Generation 5 Nomad 19X frames with Sapper Tactical. That's coming out. It's going to be about a month or so. It's got a little ways. We have got a heck of a scheme, paint scheme, Sarah's coat scheme that is really going to look good. Hydro dip, that would be kind of cool. How well that would stand up? Hydro dip, I don't know. Could be cool though. So yeah, that's the Cerakote scheme for that Nomad frame is it's going to be race. It's kind of a race theme, kind of a race livery theme. One of my favorite race liveries of all time. It's going to be really cool. I don't want to talk about it too much right now. I cannot wait to see this one come out. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. Working with some of the best in the industry. It's a great thing. So kind of this, we're at the end of 2023. 2024 is knocking on the door. Everybody be safe this evening if you're going out. I want you to be here in 2024. We've got some good stuff going on. I'm looking forward to building you guys more triggers. We've got more things going on for the website. I plan on pretty much, and I know last year, or not last year, but this year, I did an update on the website myself. I think this time I'm looking at professionally having it done. It's still not as clear as it could be. I like the way it looks, but I need help on it. And I've got somebody lined up professionally who can work on the website and get it up to that next level. Still no SC17. Not yet. Y2K, man. Speaking of Y2K, I was a bit younger, quite a bit younger. And when that was happening, I remember how crazy things were. My brother and I decided, and I can remember throughout that day watching the TV as, different parts of the world were ticking over into the year 2000 and power was still on. we decided that we were going to play PlayStation until throughout the night, because we didn't know if the tap power was going to go off. So we played PlayStation until we were going to make sure we got as much time in as we could. And that was a crazy period of time. Wow. Y2K. Wow. That's some memories. That's been a while. It's been a while ago. 24 years. Wow. Could get crazy in 2024. Let's just be honest. I know after 2020, the insanity that we had in 2020, it's so weird to look back, because when 2020 happened and the craziness that they put us through, the world is not the same since then, and it's just thrown us all for such a loop. Let's hope for a better 2024. Paris Hotel. Play video games until the world ended. That was our plan. We were on the farm, my brother and I, still living at home, and my dad had gotten a bunch of canned goods and a bunch of water. We were set up pretty well should things have gone wrong out in Missouri on the farm, but we were still kids. We had to get our last little bit of PlayStation in before the world turned. But yeah, crazy times. We'll see what 2024 brings. Hopefully it's a little bit better than what we've had recently, but who knows? As it is, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get off here. I don't really have any big plans for going out this evening. I'm going to stay home and ring in the new year at home, where I'm relatively safe from everybody. Going to try not to blow up one of my project cars that has been giving me issues. I'm going to keep it kind of quiet tonight. Maybe eat some good food. Not that I need to, because I need to lose some weight. That will be one of my goals for 2024. Lose some weight. Bunch of water. Yes. All right, guys. I'm going to get off here. I will catch you next time. We will be doing swimming with the pontoon on a regular basis. I promise. So next week we will be back. I'll do it again. And soon we'll have somebody else here with me. That's the plan anyways. So until then, have a happy New Year's. Let's ring in 2024 and make it the best possible. Catch you guys on the next one.